7 cars you can buy in the UK for under $5,000 that will still be running when vehicles costing $15,000 have been scrapped. I've spent years testing used cars across Britain, and I'm done watching people waste money on fashionable badges that fall apart. These specific models deliver 200,000 miles while their competitors limp to the breaker's yard at half that distance. This isn't about what looks good or what your neighbour drives. This is about documented reliability data and real-world survival rates that the used car market doesn't advertise. If you know exactly where to look, exceptional value is hiding in plain sight. The Mazda 2 represents something rare in the Super Mini world. Japanese engineering discipline applied without compromise. While European manufacturers were cramming their small cars with complicated turbocharged engines and dual-clutch gearboxes, Mazda stuck with naturally aspirated power and simple valve train architecture. That decision eliminates the exact failure points that kill most Super Minis before they hit 150,000 miles. The engines in these cars breathe naturally. No turbochargers cooking themselves in urban traffic, no high-pressure fuel systems developing expensive faults, just proven technology that's been refined over decades rather than rushed to market to meet emissions targets. When you pop the bonnet on a Mazda 2, you'll actually recognize what you're looking at. Parts availability is better than you'd expect. Mazda's UK dealer network might be smaller than Ford or Vauxhall, but these cars share components across multiple markets. That means breakers' yards are full of donors, and online suppliers stock everything from suspension bushes to alternators at competitive prices. You're not paying premium Japanese import costs for routine maintenance items. Here's where it gets interesting. The rust protection and body integrity on these cars shame their European competitors. I've inspected Mazda 2s from coastal areas where salt spray destroys most vehicles within a decade. The subframes are solid, the sills aren't crumbling, the suspension mounting points haven't turned into structural nightmares. Mazda actually rust-proofed these cars properly rather than just meeting minimum standards. Real-world examples prove the point. I know owners personally who've sailed past 170,000 miles on original clutches and gearboxes. One taxi driver in Manchester racked up 230,000 miles before selling it on. Still running, still passing MOTs without drama. The new owner is probably adding another 100,000 as we speak. The manual gearboxes are bulletproof. The automatic option is a traditional torque converter rather than some fragile automated manual that judders itself to death. Even the interior plastics hold up better than you'd expect from a budget Super Mini. Everything just works year after year, mile after mile. But there's another car that takes the budget reliability formula even further. The Hyundai i10 carries a secret advantage that most buyers have completely forgotten about. When these cars launched, Hyundai was still building its reputation in Europe. That 5-year unlimited mileage warranty wasn't just marketing, it was a promise backed by engineering decisions. Early i10 models were built to survive intense scrutiny because Hyundai couldn't afford warranty claims destroying their credibility. That paranoia created exceptionally durable cars. The 3-cylinder engines are almost boring in their simplicity. No turbochargers, no direct injection complexity, no variable valve timing systems with 50 moving parts waiting to fail. Just straightforward port injection and a design philosophy that prioritizes longevity over headline power figures. These engines produce enough power for urban driving and motorway cruising without stressing a single component. Think about how most i10s actually get used. School runs, shopping trips, urban commuting. That driving profile means the drivetrain never experiences the sustained high-load stress that kills motorway specialists. The engine spends its life in the sweet spot where everything lasts. No constant high-speed running cooking the oil, no repeated cold starts destroying the bore glazing, just gentle, predictable use that adds years to component life. Service intervals were designed for owners watching every penny, 15,000 miles between services under normal conditions. That's not Hyundai cutting corners, that's confidence in oil quality and engine durability. I've seen i10s with patchy service histories still running perfectly because the engines are fundamentally unstressed. Obviously proper maintenance is better, but these cars tolerate real-world ownership better than fragile alternatives. Here's the financial angle nobody talks about. Depreciation on i10s under £5,000 has essentially stopped. These cars have hit the bottom of their value curve. You can buy one today, run it for 3 years and 30,000 miles, and sell it for roughly what you paid. Try doing that with a fashionable French Super Mini that's worth scrap value the moment something expensive breaks. But we're just getting started with the cars that truly redefine budget reliability. At number 5, the Suzuki Swift proves that lightweight engineering isn't just about fuel economy, it's about reducing mechanical stress across every single component that keeps a car moving. Suzuki as a brand shows a 10.80% warranty claim rate. The average repair cost sits at £447. Those aren't just acceptable numbers for a budget car, they're better than what you'll find on vehicles costing 3 times as much. Here's what makes the Swift genuinely different. The entire philosophy behind this car revolves around keeping weight down without compromising structural integrity. Less weight means less stress on suspension components, less stress on brake systems, less punishment for drivetrain parts that would otherwise wear themselves into expensive failures. Walk around a Swift and you'll notice it feels almost delicate compared to its rivals. That's intentional. Suzuki built these cars using high-strength steel in strategic locations, allowing them to shed kilograms where it actually matters for longevity. The engine lineup deserves special attention. Key variants use chain-driven timing systems instead of belts. That single engineering decision eliminates one of the most expensive maintenance cycles in modern motoring. No 5-year belt changes, no catastrophic engine damage if you miss a service interval, just a chain that'll outlast the rest of the powertrain without intervention. Independent mechanics love working on Swifts. There's no specialist knowledge required, no proprietary diagnostic equipment, no bizarre French engineering quirks that turn a simple job into a 3-day nightmare. It's straightforward Japanese design executed with the kind of mechanical sympathy that keeps cars running long after their contemporaries have been crushed. Owner reports tell the real story. Cars with 180,000 miles showing nothing beyond consumables and routine servicing, original clutches still biting perfectly, suspension components that haven't needed replacement despite decades of British potholes. These aren't isolated cases, they're the standard experience. The Swift doesn't pretend to be exciting, it doesn't offer cutting-edge technology or luxury features. What it offers is something far more valuable: the absolute certainty that you can buy one today, drive it for the next decade, and sell it to someone who will drive it for another decade after that. But there's one city car that takes simplicity even further. The Kia Picanto at number 4 represents something genuinely remarkable in automotive history: a Korean city car that's more reliable than premium German engineering. That sentence would have been laughable 15 years ago. Today it's documented fact. Newer Picantos come with a 7-year warranty. Let that sink in for a moment. Manufacturers don't offer 7-year warranties on fragile designs. They don't gamble their profit margins on cars that'll grenade transmissions at 60,000 miles. That warranty exists because Kia's engineering team knows exactly how long these components will last. The Picanto's mechanical simplicity borders on genius. It's a city car. It doesn't need complicated 4-wheel drive systems. It doesn't need dual clutch transmissions or turbochargers or variable valve timing across 16 different engine modes. Fewer systems means fewer failure points. Fewer failure points means fewer expensive repairs. Korean manufacturing, quality control transformed dramatically during the 2000s. The Picanto reflects that transformation in every single component: panel gaps that rival premium brands, paint quality that doesn't flake off after 3 winters, interior plastics that don't crack under UV exposure. These details matter because they indicate the level of care applied to parts you can't see. The bits that actually keep the car moving received the same attention: engine castings with proper metallurgy, transmission assemblies built to tolerances that prevent premature wear, electrical systems using connectors that don't corrode the moment British weather arrives. Parts pricing remains shockingly reasonable. Kia's UK market presence means dealer networks stock common components. Independent suppliers carry alternatives. You're not hunting for obscure French parts that cost 3 times what they should because only one importer brings them into the country. Real-world longevity data shows Picantos reaching 150,000 miles without catastrophic failures. No engine rebuilds, no transmission replacements, no electrical nightmares that require rewiring half the car, just regular servicing and the occasional wear item. The Picanto won't impress anyone at a car meet. It's not fast, it's not particularly comfortable on motorways, it's not going to make your neighbours jealous, but it will start every single morning for the next 15 years without drama. And in the world of £5,000 cars, that's worth more than any badge prestige. Which brings us to something important we need to discuss. Before we reveal the top 3 cars that'll genuinely outlast everything else in this price range, let's talk about something that actually matters. This channel exists because you watch these videos, because you engage with the content, because you care enough about making smart automotive decisions to spend your time learning what actually works. If you're finding value in this information, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, stop the video and click it. We publish detailed reliability analysis every single week. Real data, real ownership experiences, no manufacturer PR nonsense, just the truth about what works and what doesn't when you're spending your own money. That like button below the video, it genuinely helps. YouTube's algorithm pays attention to engagement rates. More likes means more people see content that could save them thousands in repair bills. You might think one click doesn't matter. It does. Every single one pushes this video to someone who's about to make an expensive mistake buying the wrong car. Comments are where things get really interesting. Drop a comment right now telling us why you liked this video, what information surprised you, which car on this list you've owned, what your experience was. Real conversations in the comment section help everyone make better decisions. Here's where it gets even better. We're giving away a brand new Apple MacBook to one lucky subscriber. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment explaining why you enjoyed the content. That's it. 3 simple actions for a chance to win a MacBook. We'll announce the winner in next week's video. This isn't some complicated contest with a million rules. Subscribe, like, comment, done. The more genuine engagement we see, the more detailed content we can produce. It's that simple. Thousands of you watch these videos every week. Only a fraction actually subscribe. If you've watched this far, you're clearly interested in the topic. Make it official. Join the community of people who actually care about long-term reliability instead of short-term badge snobbery. Right, back to the cars that'll actually last. The top 3 entries are where things get genuinely interesting, because the cars we're about to discuss don't just outlast their rivals, they rewrite everything you thought you knew about budget vehicle ownership. Number 3 might actually surprise you. The Toyota Yaris sits at number 3, and honestly the data here is almost boring because it's so predictable. Toyota has built such a fortress of reliability that even their budget offerings embarrass competitors, costing twice as much. Here's what the warranty numbers tell us. Toyota as a brand averages between 7.02 and 8.78% warranty claim rates. That's already class leading. But the real kicker is the average repair cost when something does go wrong, £431. Compare that to the £1,000 plus disasters we saw with the Mazda 2, and you start understanding why Toyota owners sound like cult members. Depreciation tells an even better story. The Toyota Yaris Cross lost only 20.2% of its value over 3 years. The market average, 43.4%. Buyers aren't stupid. They recognize durability, and they pay for it on the used market. That Yaris you buy today will still have resale value when everything else has turned to dust. Service intervals are set at 10,000 miles under normal driving conditions. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just routine maintenance that prevents the major failures plaguing every other car on this list. Oil changes, filter swaps, brake inspections, the kind of boring preventative work that keeps engines running into the stratosphere. And speaking of stratospheres, Toyota engines are documented exceeding 300,000 miles with nothing more than basic upkeep. Change your transmission fluid every 60,000 miles. Keep up with your oil. Don't ignore warning lights. That's it. That's the secret formula. Motor Easy pulled DVSA data on ultra-high mileage vehicles, and guess what dominates the population? Toyotas. Not just the Yaris, the entire brand. Because when you engineer something to last, it lasts across the entire lineup. But here's the thing, the Yaris isn't perfect, it's not exciting, it won't make your heart race. What it will do is start every single morning for the next 15 years without drama. And for £5,000, that's worth more than any badge or leather seats. Still, there are two cars that somehow managed to be even more bulletproof. Number 2 is the Honda Jazz. And if you thought the Yaris numbers were impressive, buckle up, because Honda built something that shouldn't exist at this price point. 99.5% reliability score in the 2023 What Car Reliability Survey. Read that again. 99.5%. That's not a typo. That's not a mistake. That's the top of the category by a margin that seems physically impossible. Only 4% of owners reported any issues whatsoever. And when you dig into what those issues actually were, minor electrical adjustments, infotainment glitches, not transmissions grenading themselves, not engines consuming oil, not suspension components disintegrating, software updates, and button fixes. Here's where the Jazz pulls ahead of everything else. Chain-driven valve train, no timing belt, ever. You know what that saves you? 600 to 1,000 pounds every 60 to 100,000 miles. That's the cost of a timing belt replacement you will never pay. Over the life of the car, that's multiple thousands of pounds staying in your bank account. No major mechanical failures documented in ownership surveys. None. When Jazz owners report problems, it's wear items. Brake pads, tyres, wiper blades, the stuff that wears out on every car regardless of engineering quality. But there's something else going on here. The magic seats. That absurdly versatile interior. It creates emotional attachment. Owners keep these cars longer because they genuinely like using them, and that emotional bond reinforces the mechanical durability. Cars that are loved get maintained. Cars that get maintained last forever. The Jazz isn't just reliable, it's a mathematical anomaly wrapped in budget car packaging, but there's still one car that edges it out for the top spot. Subscribe, like, and comment why you like